No. Obstinate Baloth on turn 1. Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at a kind of mono-green aggro-ish deck, decent performance at 10-6 or 63% over a bunch of games. A lot of that is kind of sandbagged by the early games that were like even or, you know, rough. The final version or refined version, a little, I feel I worked out the kinks anyway, which is nice. So way down in the 1-drop slot we have Evolving Adaptive. This is just a nice efficient growth threat that gets bigger as we play out more stuff. Also in the 1-drop slot we're running 4 Fang of Shigekis. This is an unusual include, and it is in the deck almost purely to support Feral Encounter. I've played Feral Encounter in green decks before and not been super happy with it just because it doesn't tend to line up super well with very expensive hits. Having a Fang of Shigeki in the deck means that on turn 3 we can Feral Encounter and either hit a Fang of Shigeki off of the look at the top 5 cards part of this, play it out, and then remove anything because Fang of Shigeki is Death Touch, and yay, thumbs up. So nice kind of like 3-mana Ravenous Chupacabra type effect. Or if we're doing it on like later turns and we already have a Fang of Shigeki down, we can just Feral Encounter for a kind of generic value play of like Beast Caller or Prowler or whatever, and then use the Fang of Shigeki that we already have down to once again, you know, take out a Shieldred or something. I found that it is very helpful for making Feral Encounter a good, like, kind of value removal spell. It's also very cheap for the purposes of just triggering Quirion Beast Caller, our other growth threat that we have on 2, so you know, that's good. Moving on, aside from Feral Encounter and Beast Caller, we are running 2 Bite Downs, just another bite effect that we have in the deck. I do really prefer bite effects in mono green just because, like, Shieldred has Death Touch. I don't want my creature touching that. Ugh. In the 3-drop slot, we have 4 Tribute to the World trees. This is a great kind of value card that helps ensure that later in the game your 1-drops and 2-drops are actually big enough to be relevant, and if they are already kind of big and chunky or you're playing out more expensive cards, they can trip. You're not, you know, super sad when things get cut down or whatever. The biggest, dankest meme in the deck with Tribute to the World tree is Gruff Triplets. Our top end, you know, spits out a bunch of 3/3s. And they're kind of, you know, resistant to spot removal on their own, which is good. But each of them triggers Tribute to the World tree independently. So with just 1 down, Gruff Triplets is a draw 3. If we have 2 down, it becomes a draw 6, and so on. It's a very silly play pattern that actually ends up being pretty good and relevant when it happens. Also in the 3-drop slot, we have 3 Cemetery Prowlers. I found that these were nice to have in the deck just because if you're playing like versus a black deck or something and they are cutting down your early creatures, you can, you know, slurp one of them up with the Prowler. It'll make your Baloth, your Gruff Triplets, etc. cheaper, and you can kind of curve into your higher power stuff a little bit sooner. A little bit of kind of graveyard interaction in the list, which just helps make it a little bit more robust. In the 4-drop slot, we have 3 Obstinate Baloths. This is to tech against 2 matchups primarily. One is just mono-red, it gains us a bunch of life, it's a big blocker, woo! That's it. The other matchup that it's for is kind of mono-black or black-based strategies that are running like Hopeless Nightmare and Liliana of the Veil and that stuff, because it's just very funny to discard this on turn 1 and beat them to death with it. Yeah, doesn't always come up, but it's felt like a good enough include that I've been pretty happy running at least the 3 main deck. We are also running a bunch of Doomskar Warriors in this list, just another thing that helps ensure that we can keep the value chain going. We can, you know, grow our Beast Caller, make it a 4/4 probably, if we're playing it afterwards, and get a creature or a land off of it connecting. Just, yeah, helps ensure that we don't run out of stuff to do versus opponents with more traditional card advantage. And I already mostly mentioned Gruff Triplets, just great way to beat people dead. If you don't have a bunch of Gruff Triplets or whatever, Titan of Industry and stuff is probably like an acceptable substitute. It's a little bit higher mana cost and doesn't have as good an interaction with Tribute, so it's not quite 1-to-1, but Yeah, you can kind of just slam stuff in this card slot and it'll probably do fine. I do like Gruff Triplets more than a lot of other options right now, just because the meta is so removal focused. And that's all of the main deck cards covered. We are running 2 Mirexes. They have a great interaction with Tribute to the World Tree. If you just have 1 tribute down, the mites are 3/3s when you make them, which, you know, great, thumbs up. And then if you have 2 of them down, every time you make a 3/3 mite, you'll draw a card as well. So Mirex is an incredible land for this list in particular. You could probably go up to 3 or 4 Mirexes, honestly. I just have been testing and stuff with 2, so I didn't want to you know, make the mana base more expensive and fiddlier and stuff and misrepresent my testing. It's up to you, really. That's more or less the deck out of the way. If you like the deck tech and like the video and all that stuff, like, subscribe, etc. Helps the channel a lot. Thank you. And yeah, let's get on to some actual gameplay. And seems workable. We will do the Evolving Adaptive on 1. Beast Caller on 2, or turn 3 might be like Fang plus... whatever. Kind of want to save the Fang plus Bite Down if I can, or like the Bite Down specifically. Make me discard.
Nobody knows Dominaria.
Boo and hiss.
I've always hated crowds.
I mean, probably you, because everything else is cast triggers. Sure, this works. Uptick, I dare you. Come on, I haven't done this before. Uptick, uptick.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Yay! I should probably deal with Lily now. I'm just very pleased we got to do the thing. It might have been more efficient to deal with her earlier and not let that happen. It's just funny to me to
I'll be back
to do it like that.
with friends.
Oh, we're soft 2. Ooh, that's really not what you needed to do.
Fight? And you think you can win?
Oh no, my 1/1.
Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
So anyway, I started Beast Calling. Burp. Yes, good games to the opponent. Nice to... Oh, I'm just so pleased we got to do the Baloth thing. This hand is fun. We need something to do on 3, but that's a pretty okay place to be. Why do I never have, my Baloth? Where are my Baloths? I really want to have a Baloth in hand. I've seen 1 or 2 people I was testing off stream and got 1 person playing Hopeless Nightmare. I really want to get someone playing Hopeless Nightmare when I have a Baloth in hand on turn 1. Just because that'd be so fun. So cool and good. Virtue happens, honkshu. So yeah, we're just versus mono black removal deck. Fang. Mirex. Do they do a thing? My Baloths. Please give me my Baloths. Oh, we're just playing this shit. Okay. Or like... Alright. Oh, I'm so mad I didn't have Baloths versus this nonsense. It's like literally the thing we're designed to punish. We 4 main, right? Yeah, not having any there is like, aww. At least they didn't get tributes, because tributes are really good for us. I'm mostly annoyed about discarding, as far as, like, their discard actually mattering. The only thing we're really sad to discard is Doomscar Warrior. Infinite value. Now we're destroying lands. Okay. Cool. It's like, oh, okay. We'll try this. Evolving Adaptive. I definitely feel the dead spot on... I guess we have kind of a dead spot on 2, don't we? Huh. Like, we have the beast collars, but a bunch of our interaction is on 2 with Bite Down and Feral Encounter. So we only have 2 creatures on 2. Then we only have Tribute on 3, and yeah, there's actually, Deck structure. Deck structure. Love to do a think about deck structure. Can we hit... God damn it. I was hoping for a Fang. That's why the Fangs are in the deck, so they can... meh, assert dominance. For the Greater? Oh, the Greeter. Sorry. Brain was just like, what? Do. So we're versus Domain or whatever. Honk, honk. I have not cast Triplets in a single game so far, so I'm not that concerned about optimizing around Triplets, or like max valuing Triplets. The much bigger issue to me at the moment currently feels more like just sustaining pressure from our early game to our late game. I should probably do the beast collar. I don't know, that just... Playing into removal piles constantly is like, okay. Also, can we get a... I definitely was supposed to do this pre-combat and forgot that the trigger is timing sensitive. That was a... yeah, that was impatient. I definitely didn't need to do... okay. Honk shoe, honk shoe. Yeah, I guess they can't do the tribute here without... or like get rid of the tribute. They can't farewell the tribute without farewelling stuff. Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of assuming they just have a pile of removal, so that's fine. Part of why I like that line too, like might be strong, but we have Mirex down and 2 tributes. And which means we can make a Might that draws a card every turn if we want to. Herd migration happens. Do. Sure. Draw 2. Okay. Topiary Stomper goes Burr. Yeah, ideally we can, at this point, do, like, chain creatures into stuff. Neat. Beast Caller goes Burr. I'm not that concerned about optimizing around the adaptive here, given that we do have the 2 tributes and all that stuff. Kind of just expecting them to have another Sunfall, honestly, so... Because why would you ever play creatures and threats that can end the game when you could just drag it out forever? Yay! Anyway, we get to do the funny thing. Is that actually correct here? It is correct to get at least you down, right? Three, two, one, let's jam. Do 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 do. We do the thing. Gruff Triplets being was at a draw 6 is pretty fun. If nothing else, we got to do that. Ugh. We can Fang. Options. We have options. Fang 1. Merp. Oh, you're double green, goddammit. I done goofed. This is okay, maybe-ish. Definitely goofed, but we have the bite down. Yeah. So we'll take this. Are we supposed to hide the bite down? I don't remember if they're playing, if these lists play counter magic or not. I'm just gonna do this. We do have 9 cards left in our deck, which is a concern, now that I'm seeing that. Oh, you don't survive a bite down. Neat. Do probably need to be semi-diligent about this, but we can do a bunch of things. Yeah, they have an ossification, they can slurp up the, what, Gruff Triplets or whatever. I guess no cut down or anything is good at this point. But yeah, okay. 8 cards left in deck. Fang of Shigeki. Nibble on that thar, them thar Atraxa. This is unnecessary, but I wanna. 6, 5. Well, I guess we do also have the Boseiju that we could use to do stuff, but anyway. Probably should have... Or no, we drew that, didn't we? Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday and brain's still kind of soup, but anyway, we get there. I'm glad that we won that one. Or like, it's fun to groan at a breach and an Atraxa or whatever, and then just beat them to death anyway with Gruff Triplets draw 6 value. Don't really like this hand on the play that much, honestly. But I think we take it. Baloth might be too cute for main deck stuffer. What was the thing we had on 3 Cemetery Prowlers? I kind of want more Cemetery Prowlers. We've not really seen them at all, and I think it would be neat to draw them, ever. They've only been in the deck for 1 or 2 games, so I shouldn't act like they've been super hard to find, but yeah, been a thing. Big Fling Energy. Anyway, Beast Caller. Shigeki. Yes, hello. Or Fang of Shigeki, rather. I shouldn't say just Shigeki, because Shigeki is a card. 4 Power Toughness Beast Caller goes from room. They can chump block with the Scornblade Berserker, sack it, draw a card, of course, which I assume is what they'll do, because that makes sense with the board they have. Yay! Love to talk through a line before it happens. I want to buy more, as a random thing, one of the things that makes me, I wish I could buy more fidget toys responsibly, just because I feel like I need something for my hands to do during games. But yeah, I don't have, buy random fidget toys for no reason money. I guess this is like slightly incorrect, because yeah, folds to a play with fire. Doesn't retain quite as much value as you would hope. Let's Baloth here. Because we can, basically. 4/4 to block with, just gives us another turn to draw lands for feral encounters, so we can hit good feral encounter stuff. Or like actually play the creatures we hit. Definitely a Fling meme deck. Do 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 do. Meow 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 meow. Something wicked this way comes. Oh. Do we want to do stuff? Sure. Okay. That's a way for the top of our deck to be. Merp, merp. Curious to see how they do it here. I think they should maybe just send it face, although, yeah, we do have the other Baloth in hand. I'll take this. We shut off our ability, our like growth threat stuff a little bit, but the Beast Caller retains value through death. Whoops. Punt. I mean, it's not awful to 2-for-1 them like that, but I definitely forgot about Kamano. Once more with feeling. Beast Caller. Actually, I want to do it like this. We don't have a lot of reason to believe. I guess they might have Monstrous Rage. Although that would be a very weird include. Yeah, we just do that to discourage spot removal on the Baloth. Or like so we don't get blown out by spot removal on the Baloth. Scornblade Berserker does stuff. Kumano and Blood Tithe Harvester. Sure, that happens. So we can do the other Baloth here. I think I would rather fish for just... God damn it. Merp, merp. Just all our Gruff triplets. Oh yeah, we get them. I'll take it. Better. Italy happens, Fuck. This is why I hate these decks. They couldn't hit my 1-drops. They have to hit the top payoff in the list. I'm gonna say that's good enough to just be like, cool, you hit Gruff triplets, whee! Land heavy, which I don't like, but if we draw 2, 3, 4 drops, or no, more land, okay. Cool. Wheeze. Fucking domain again. Or I guess it could be like the Cascade deck or whatever. Yeah. I hate these lists. They are so boring and unfun to deal with. Save the feral encounter for later, when we might get more value off of it. Oh. Really wish we had that tribute on the prior turn. I guess. I feel like we need to have some more pressure on board, like 2 damage a turn is not great, and this gets us up to 5 a turn. I mean, they probably kill something here, like the thing that we target with the Doomscar Warrior and then Sunfall next turn. But, yeah. This is a more acceptable board state for us, at least. Okay. Emperor happens.
Now you've done it. Hat's coming off.
They take out the adaptive, but we hit them for 2. Wandering Emperor.
Until next time, then.
Downticks for a Samurai.
Watch for intruders.
So they have another one? So anyway, a started blast and target creature you don't control. I'd kind of like to just keep my options open, honestly. Given that they seems like they'll have more instant speed play here. Lockwhale, keep it on top. It's a good card. We will do this. It's not super exciting, but I think it's semi-worthwhile. Because we just want to play out the tribute. Jam the Doomscar Warrior next turn, get another trigger on adaptive. Opponent. More instant speed play, huh? Just Doomscar Warrior here. Ideally, we draw into something relevant. Well, here's where I wish Feral Encounter was worded a bit differently. I kind of want to do it pre-combat, but the timing doesn't really work out if we're assuming that they have instant speed play. Yeah. They have the Igonjo stuff. We just let that happen. I don't know what their deck is, but like Sorcery Speed Lockwhale might just be fine for them here. Because it's a 6/6 that we can't really punch through with the Doomscar Warrior, and our deck is very much just like Creature Go Burr. Yeah, Ward 2. Okay. Huh. Huh. Oh, God. I think Feral Encounter fishing for a Fang of Shigeki, is a really strong play pattern here. However, Gruff Triplets doing the Gruff Triplets draw 3 thing is just hard to say no to. Yeah, I would... We take the value, I think. Okay. Yeah. Part of why I was hesitating there, or like not immediately committing to the triplets, is I think this is soft to a sweeper, but them playing out a Lockwhale does at least kind of suggest that they're interested in building value on board, and or they might not have one in hand. Of course, Gruff Triplets changes the game, kind of. Yeah, okay. So we get the Lockwhale off of there, kind of for free. I would like to lair stuff like this. We will be a little bit patient here with the other Gruff Triplets, because we can be, basically, or like, I don't... Oh boy, okay. We're gonna have a time. Memory Deluge. They're just... Yeah, the Gruff Triplet draw, especially with Double World Tree, is such a powerful, I really wish the timing was different on Feral Encounter. Anyway, I don't even know if this is that good, honestly. Dissipate. Oh, god damn it. Okay. We do... That stops the activation from happening, so that is actually kind of relevant and or good. Doomscar... Kind of just want to land here, weirdly, to ensure that we can play things out. Thing of Shigeki happens, we pump it up to 3 and draw a card off it. Celestis, sure. Really wish we had another bite down, but that's kind of neither here nor there-ish. So they've shown us some counter magic and things. I kind of want to... Actually, this is a little bit silly, but I do like sniping the Deluge, potentially, with the Prowler. This also might force, like, counter magic out of them or something. Dissipate, sure. Feral Encounter fish for a thing? Yes, hello. So we can get their Memory Deluge, which I like for shutting down the opponent's long game play. Or helping to shut it down, anyway. Opponent? Yes, hello, opponent. I would like to exile your Deluge. Get that deluge out of here. Yeah, rip. This timing being the way it is. I think we just push damage. Or, like, try to. Looks like they might have some interaction other than the activation. Sure, they eat the Doomscar Warrior. Kind of want the trample from the Doomscar Warrior. I just feel like it's so good for us. The Cemetery Prowler is a little bit awkward here, just in general. Actually, let's do... We're at, what, 32 cards in hand? I want to try to get as much interaction as I can out of them, too, before doing more Gruff Triplet stuff, just because, like I think I've been mentioning, the Gruff Triplet restock, really good. I also think that if we, like, get another Sunfall out of them here, that makes these Gruff Triplets probably lethal. Bite Down is nice. You love to see it. Yeah, okay, I like this. Big Beast Collar. Honk honk. Honk honk. Our deck goes honk honk honk. We will exile a Sunfall, I guess. And then do this. I think this makes sense. Yeah. Hit them for 7? Question mark. They might have an Emperor or something. Lock Whale, sure. Very mid. I was gonna say very mid. It does just cantrip, which is fine. Yeah, I don't know, sure. Hit the opponent for 3. Does just cantrip and also keeps a Death Toucher on board that we can use to shoot down the Lock Whale. Deluge. Ugh. Opponent fishing for more Sunfalls. Toss a cab ready, Courtyard. Deluge. Sunfall. Lay down arms on the Big Beast Collar, okay. Huh. Yay! Clap, 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 clap. I love that game. Or, like, that game's pretty neat. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.